Joseph's life had become a series of unfair turns. Betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery, falsely accused, and now forgotten behind prison walls. Yet even in the darkest places, God's purpose was still unfolding. Though confined, Joseph did not grow bitter. God's favor rested upon him, and soon the prison keeper placed Joseph in charge of the other prisoners. He served faithfully, even when no one seemed to notice. One day, two important men were brought into the prison, the chief cupbearer and the chief baker of Pharaoh himself. They had offended the king of Egypt and now shared Joseph's fate, imprisoned and uncertain of their future. One night, both men dreamed dreams vivid, unsettling, and filled with meaning. By morning, their faces were heavy with fear. Joseph, seeing their distress, asked them, "Why do you look so troubled today?" They told him they had dreamed, but there was no one to interpret them. Joseph responded with confidence, not in himself, but in God. "Do not interpretations belong to God? Tell me your dreams." The chief cupbearer went first. He described a dream of a vine with 3 branches that budded, blossomed, and produced ripe grapes. He squeezed the grapes into Pharaoh's cup and placed it in the king's hand. Joseph explained that the 3 branches meant 3 days. In 3 days, the cupbearer would be restored to his position, serving Pharaoh once again. Hope filled the cupbearer's face. Joseph then made a simple request. "When all goes well with you, please remember me and show me kindness. Mention me to Pharaoh and get me out of this prison. I was forcibly carried off from the land of the Hebrews, and even here I have done nothing to deserve being put in a dungeon." Next, the chief baker, encouraged by the good news, shared his dream. He saw 3 baskets of white bread on his head. In the top basket were all kinds of baked goods for Pharaoh, but the birds were eating them out of the basket. The mood shifted. Joseph's interpretation was somber. He explained that the 3 baskets also represented 3 days. But the baker's dream carried a different message. In 3 days, Pharaoh would lift his head from him, impale his body on a pole, and the birds would feed on his flesh. Exactly 3 days later, on Pharaoh's birthday, everything happened just as Joseph had said. A great feast was held for all of Pharaoh's officials. The king restored the chief cupbearer to his position, and he once again placed the cup in Pharaoh's hand. But the baker was executed, his fate unfolding precisely as foreseen. God's word, spoken through Joseph, proved true. Hope rose in Joseph's heart. Surely the cupbearer would remember him now. He watched as the man was freed, expecting a word to be spoken on his behalf. But the cupbearer did not remember Joseph. He forgot all about him. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months, and months into 2 long years. Joseph remained in prison, seemingly forgotten again. Yet heaven had not forgotten him. Joseph's gift, given by God, had been revealed. But it would only make room for him at God's perfect time. His story reminds us that even when people forget, God always remembers. Even when we feel trapped, delayed, or overlooked, our purpose remains. God's timing is always perfect, and His plans are never thwarted. Thanks for watching. If this story encouraged you, please like this video and subscribe for more stories from the Bible. We'll see you in the next one.